If you're just starting out playing a 7-string guitar, maybe you're new to guitar in general, or maybe you were like me and you played a 6-string for many years, well in my case decades, and then you decided to switch over to 7-string, but you're kind of struggling a little bit. Well, I've got 7 tips I want to share with you that you're going to go through in this video, and we're actually going to play along on some things here as well. And I really think this is going to help you overcome those challenges and just break past that plateau you have with your 7-string guitar. Now we're going to jump right into these 7 tips, and I'm excited about sharing this stuff with you guys because I know it's going to help you. At least I hope it does. But first, I want to encourage you to hang around to the end of the video. I'm going to share just a short personal story with you about why I got a 7-string in the first place and why I almost ditched it. Alright, so the first thing I want you to do, I want you to find 3 specific chords real quick, but pretend your B string doesn't exist just for 1 second or maybe about 4 or 5 seconds here. So I want you to find the B, C, and D chord. Let's play those on our 7-string, but play them at the higher level here, okay? On the A and D strings. Alright, so now, magically, our B string exists. So I want you to play those same chords on your lower strings here, okay, using that B string, and it's going to sound like this. Pretty brutal sounding, which is, is why you got a 7-string in the first place. But yeah, so I just want you to kind of acknowledge, though, where those chords are. And the reason I picked these 3 specific chords is because you're used to playing those on your 6-string guitar when you're playing metal music, when you're going to that A and D string. So I just wanted to show you where those probably most common chords would be on your 7-string guitar using that B string. And now we're going to take that to the next level. I think you're really going to enjoy this. Alright, so tip number 2, we're actually going to combine those 2 areas. The 2 areas we played the B, C, and D, we're going to combine those together, and I've actually got a little backing track for you to play along with after I show you what we're going to play here. So we are going to throw in one more chord. We're going to throw in an E chord, okay, well, E minor technically, but it's the E power chord. And what we're going to do, we're going to start with that, and then we're going to go B, C, D. Then we're going to go back to C and D. So I want you to play this right here, or just listen to this first, and then we'll play it. So I'm going E, then I'm going B, C, D, then back to C and D. And I'm just giving you just a little cadence here. Okay, now I want you to do that same exact thing, but this time you're going to play the B, C, and D on those lower notes. So we're going to play this instead. Again, we're playing E, B, the lower B, then we're going to C, then D, then CD. Now I said CD. I actually have a CD of my latest album, Masterpiece. There's a link in the description for that. That's my shameless plug and kind of a pun at the same time. And all my albums are also on Spotify, iTunes, all those places, so you guys can look me up on those platforms as well. Thanks for the support. Now what I want you to do, and this is going to be excellent practice if you're just starting out on a 7-string guitar, I want you to alternate these patterns. So play the first pattern twice, okay, with the higher B, C, D, then play the lower B, C, D, integrate those lower notes twice as well. So here's how it's going to sound, and after I play this again for you, I'm going to have like a little backing track for you to play along with, so that's coming up next. All right, so now you can play along with this backing track. Tip number 3, now we're going to move right into a simple little riff I want you to play in 2 places, of course, and I'll show you where those places are. So again, this is very simple. So this is the riff. Again, this is very, very simple. Okay, so all I'm doing is we're on the E string, okay? We're going from 0, open, 2, 3, then the A string 2, then we're going to go right back down. We're just going to reverse that entire pattern, okay? So just like this. Then we're just going to go 2, 3, 2 on that E string, and then just end at that E power chord, and I think I palm mute it twice. So the cadence to the riff is this. Okay, pretty simple. Now, as you may have guessed, we're going to play that same pattern or that same configuration here on the B string this time instead of the E string. So with the B string, you're just going to go 0, 2, 3, then go over to the E, 2nd fret, and then back and do the same thing. So it's going to sound like this. Now you probably know what's coming next in tip number 4. We're going to take those simple riffs that we played in the 2 places there, and we're going to combine them by alternating them. So I'm going to go through these notes real quick one more time before I give you guys the backing tracks. Yes, you get more backing tracks, and I hope you guys enjoy these. I hope they help. So again, here are the notes. We're the first time around, and we're going to do each pattern twice. We're doing this on starting with the E string here. And again, same pattern, but we're going to do that starting on the B string. Okay, now I'm giving you the backing track, and I want you to play those, alternate those, play the first pattern twice, followed by the second pattern twice, and I think we go through this whole thing twice. I want to now cover alternate picking, and this is going to be a really fun exercise here. So there's 2 riffs you're about to learn in, of course, 2 different places, and we're going to start the first one on the E string here, okay? So I'm going to play this through, then I'll call out the frets. Okay, so I'm alternate picking with just a light little palm mute down there, that open E string. We're starting out with that. Please don't ask me how many times I'm picking those because I have no clue. If someone figures that out, hey, put it in the comments, that'd be awesome. Anyway, so just you kind of follow the cadence that I'm doing here. I'm alternate picking on that open E string, and then the frets we're going to after that, while we're alternate picking as well, are 0, 3, 2. Then we're going over to the A string, and we're going to play on frets 6, 5. Okay, and I'm using my pinky for that one because it's a bit of a stretch there. So let me get this first part down for you here. And then after that, I'm just doing this little riff here. And all that is on the A string is 3, 5, 2. So the riff is this. That's part 1. So part 2, of course, we're going to do that same pattern, but we're going to start on the B string. So the exact same configuration here. That's pretty brutal sounding, and of course that's why we have a 7-string guitar. So let's go over those notes one more time, because of course in tip number 6 you're going to play those back to back, as you may have guessed. So here we are on the B string, open, okay, we're going open, 3, 2, then we're going to go over to the E string, 6, 5, okay, all that's alternate pick there, and then we're going to do that little 3, 5, 2, okay, so again. Tip number 6, we are going to combine those two patterns that we just learned. So you guys know how this works by now. I have a backing track for you. I'm going to go ahead and kick that off right now. You're going to play each pattern twice before going to the next. So here you go. Now, tip number 7, and I've said this on past 7-string videos. I've actually got a whole playlist, and I'll share that with you at the end of the video here. But I've said this before, and that is when you get your 7-string guitar, try not to get hung up on just playing the lowest notes possible. Now, the reason why I say that is because, man, that's just going to limit your abilities as a guitarist and a musician if you just do that all the time. I really want you to branch out a little bit, actually branch out a lot. I mean, you've got an extra string, so you should not constrict yourself to just playing the lowest notes possible. That might be the majority of what you play, and that's fine, but don't neglect those other strings and those other notes throughout your 7-string guitar. So why did you get a 7-string guitar? Why did I get a 7-string guitar? So I want to share just a short story with you real quick. I've been playing guitar since the end of 1989. Yeah, like decades ago. And it wasn't until like the beginning of 2019 when I bought my first 7-string guitar. Now my reason was I was writing an album, and this album was my first vocal album. I've got several instrumental albums out. This is my first album with vocals in it, and I discovered this this kind of unique death metal style that I was doing. And I thought, well, this is just going to sound so much better with, with those lower notes. And I didn't want to down tune my 6-string guitar. And I know most of you probably have similar reasons, or just the simple fact that you just wanted to play those lower notes. I mean, look, they sound brutal. You heard what we just played there. It just sounds cool. Plus, that extra string gives you an array of options that you didn't have on just a 6-string guitar. Remember, you don't have to just play low notes on your 7-string. So I got my 7-string guitar, and I actually have an unboxing of this guitar here in this video. And I ended up recording my album called Masterpiece that was later released in September of 2019. Even after releasing that album and just playing my 7-string guitars all the time, I still didn't quite feel 100% comfortable with it. I would play the 7, then I would pick up my 6-string guitars. I'm like, I'm back home. It's just such a relief to play my 6-string guitar. So there came a point in time where I almost got rid of my 7-string guitar. Seriously, I came so close to putting it like on eBay, or maybe I would have just put it out here on YouTube or something and given you guys a chance to buy it. I'm not selling it, by the way. I had changed my mind. But no, I came really close to getting rid of it. I was just getting really frustrated. Yeah, I could play it and all that good stuff, but the 6-string just felt so much more comfortable. I decided to keep it though. I'm like, you know what? I'm a 7-string guitarist now. I'm not gonna give up on this. I'm just gonna keep pressing on, and I'm just gonna play this thing until it becomes part of me. And the reason I share this specific story, because I know some of you guys are struggling out there with your 7-string guitar. I know some of you have probably had the same feelings that I've had. You're like, you know, screw this. I'm just gonna stick with a 6-string guitar. I'm just meant to play a 6-string. And if you make that decision, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, but I just want to encourage you to stick with it. If you have to go back through this video, go back through these little things that we went over. Go back through them again over and over. In fact, there's timestamps for each tip in the YouTube description of this video. On that note, I also have a full playlist of 7-string guitar lessons on my YouTube channel. I'll put that link in the description as well. And of course, at the end of the video, you'll see it pop up there. You'll see the playlist for 7-string lessons. So I encourage you to go through those. I've got a lot of helpful tips and just really sharing things and techniques and methods that have helped me kind of hang in there as a 7-string guitarist. So I just want to throw out that encouragement to you, and I wanted to share my story with you in case you're one of the people that, hey, you know, this is kind of tough, this whole 7-string thing, not quite sure about it. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this lesson, these tips that I shared with you. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and do me a favor and give this video a thumbs up and share it. If you think this video would help someone else, you know, please share that with your friends and other guitar playing buddies out there. Guys, as always, until the next video, keep it metal.